Hey guys, welcome back to another unboxing video with yours one and only Alien Sama. Today, as you might be able to see by the fellow in the background and the creepishly up close creature we have right next to the camera, this is a Silent Hill product unboxing video. We're gonna start with this guy because I bought him used, so he never came with a box, so he's not technically being unboxed, and he's not the star of the show either. But we have Robbie the Rabbit from Silent Hill. He was originally almost $200, I believe. I can't quite remember, but because, well, I guess he's not technically used. This is the story. So I went in, saw him, and I've been eyeing him forever, and I finally say, you know what, how much is he? And the store owner goes, that depends on if you want the box. And I was like, okay. And basically the store owner told me that when they took Robbie the Rabbit out of his box to put him on display in the glass case, they put the box up on a big, tall, heavy metal glass shelf that's very wide and extremely difficult to move, and the box fell behind it. So, and I guess the store owner or the guy at the cash wasn't exactly ready to get up and try and get that box for me, so he was willing to sell me Robbie the Rabbit here for only $90 Canadian, which is great. Some people might be like, oh, that's expensive. Not really. These type of figures are large. As you can see, he's quite big, very tall. He's just under 12 inches tall, and he's got a hard plastic and, of course, very well painted. This actually looks like blood. The eyes, and as you can probably tell, his fur is fur. It's plush. Well, he's not plush. He's not squishy, and nothing moves on him. But he's made of fabric. He's partial fabric, partial plastic, and very much 100% frightening. Well, I don't find him scary. I think he's cute, to be honest. Robbie the Rabbit is one of the reasons I got intrigued by the Five Nights at Freddy's game. Is I was like, oh my god, it's like Robbie the Rabbit from Silent Hill. Yes, that's so awesome. So I kind of got into Five Nights at Freddy's because of that. But on to the main product, which is actually a Good Smile product, as you can tell from the thumbnail and from, well, the name of the video. It's Good Smile. Good Smile. Just like this guy right here. We don't have all of his parts. This is the Red Pyramid Figma figure from Good Smile Company. It is 100% posable. It's basically your action figure. If you're not familiar with Good Smile, I would definitely recommend researching them or giving them a Google. Good Smile Company, or visit their website Good Smile Online, which you can pre-order products directly through them. But yeah, this is a Red Pyramid action figure. He was 6,000 yen, so approximately like 61 or $50, but that was including shipping. Without it, he was only $654. He was only $40. Not $40. Yeah, $40. Sorry about that. He was only $40. Or no, not even. I think he was only $30 because he came in a smaller box. Either way, the product we're about to show you, as you can tell from the video, is the Bubble Head Nurse from Silent Hill 2. And also very well known for people who don't play any of the Silent Hill games, or haven't played any of the Silent Hill games. You were able to see the Bubblehead nurses or something similar to it in the first Silent Hill movie. And here she is. She's much smaller than Pyramid Head. Very small. She's, well, not small like as in height, but petite. She's a she, and Pyramid Head's a he, and he's a big he. But yeah. So here we are. This was not a pre-order. I purchased this at my local hobby shop called Giant Robot Comics here in Dartmouth, Nova Scotia, Canada. $64.99 Canadian, which is kind of awesome because that's basically how much I would have paid if I pre-ordered online, which I did. I actually pre-ordered 2 others. Why do I want 3 of them? Because this nurse comes with 2 other heads along with the one she's obviously has on, and they're swappable. So if I get 2 more, then I can basically just have three different nurses, essentially. And she doesn't really come with a lot. From what I can see, she just comes with a metal pipe, her knife, and the 2 heads that you get to put on. The back is the funniest because they have a few pictures of her being shown, and then they have this awesome one where she's being dragged away by this wonderful fellow right here, Red Pyramid. Hey. Look at that booty. Oh, baby. And if you've ever played any of the Silent Hill games, you may have ran into a scene where you walk around a corner, and if you do very slow, you get a glimpse of Pyramid Head doing some funky things. But you can go Google or research that. Or make a comment about it in the comments section below, if you know what I'm talking about. So let's get her open because I've been waiting for this figure forever. Figma SP number 61, Silent Hill 2, Bubblehead Nurse. Something I like now that Good Smile is doing is they have this nice little hole so you can just flip this flap open. Flippity flap. Without ruining the cardboard. So basically keeping everything as mint condition as possible. In the inside of the box, it's a red background. A lot of Figmas, or I think all Figmas, come with this little square thing, if you can see it in the background, that you can cut out. Or a pull out. I've never seen anyone use it. I've never used it. I've never taken it out. So, it can just stay there. Maybe one day I should Google people who have actually done it. So here's the contents of the Bubblehead Nurse from Silent Hill 2. It is the packaging that keeps her protected, and that's about it. Everything that came in the box is here for you guys. So the first thing we're going to take out is the probably not so helpful pamphlet. Basically, every Good Smile product, even if it's a still figure, comes with one of these. It said its name. These pamphlets now come in English and Japanese. And it basically tells you what you have to do for each figure. So we have our parts, all black and white, and by the looks of it, you can swap the nurse hat with each of the heads, which is very nice. It will at least, let's see, so take the head off, hat off, on. Okay, yes, so the hat can go on to all the heads. And that's it. That's all you get for how-to and blah 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 instructions. You don't even get how to put stuff in her hand, but I would hope that's common sense for figures. Be like, how does she hold stuff? Like giving her a hand that's like in a holding position or something. Look at all the scratches on my hand. It's from work and stuff. So, I just realized a piece went missing. Actually, no, it didn't. It's right here. So, I guess we'll start off with this tiny piece. So, one of the first pieces we got here is one of her knives, which is very detailed. It's got a blood splatter on it, and it's even got the serrated edge, which is serrated, if you can hear this. It is serrated, and the tip is actually quite pointy, so be careful with that. You can probably actually cut yourself by accident. Maybe not by scraping, but if you were to jab it or, God forbid, step on it, that would suck. So there's that. The other weapon or accessory we come with is a metal pipe, basically, so she can just beat you to death, like what most people use metal pipes for. Or could be a pimpin' cane. It's also very detailed. It has a rust effect to make it look old, to make it look moldy or mossy, just gross, been sitting around in water and etc. So the other things you get with Good Smile products is a bunch of extra hands. Basically gestures, hands, so you can actually hold the accessories you come with. Fist, pose, open hand, just gestures to basically give your figure more life. And here's the stand. When the stand is put together, it looks like this. Not every Figma stand is the same. Some are made especially for the figure, like if the figure has really long hair, or like the horse Figma, the stand is actually very short because there's no need of a horse to be on such a high rise, because this piece goes into the back of your figure, just like we can see on Pyramid Head. Right there. Voila. And of course, the stands have little tiny glasses or glasses-sized screws that you can tighten if your figure's not standing up the way you want it to, or if you want to put them in a more elevated pose that the stand can't really bear the weight without the neck bending downwards, which isn't very fun. And every Figma product comes with this awesome little baggie that you can put all the loose parts into if you want. I had done that, and it was okay for a while. It was easy. It was easier to put parts in this baggie, and then when I wanted to like pose the figure differently, I would just take out the baggie and blah blah blah. But then I realized once I moved, which I'll tell you guys about that eventually, but I moved to a different place. I had to sort through like so many baggies and find everyone's parts and put their parts back in the box, and oh god, it was a mess. So I would just highly recommend, when you're not using the parts, like if I'm going to pose her with the pipe, put the knife back in the box, easy. That way the parts don't get lost. But if you want to, you can use the bag, I guess. I don't recommend it, but if you don't plan on moving, go right ahead. So, other than the pamphlet, the stand, and some extra parts, which we got here, we also have the two heads, or the two different heads, which are disgustingly amazing and very well textured. So here are the two heads, or the two extra heads that you get. The first one we see is very simple, and the hole on the top is for the headpiece, which I kind of wish they would have made it a magnet. That way she doesn't have a hole in the top of her head, but oh well. The head has a joint, so you can bend it. Oh, it's got two joints. Okay, so it's got a ball joint, it's got a bending joint, and of course, once the head is in the neck socket, it can rotate. The other head we have is right here, which I like this one a lot more, to be honest. It actually looks like they took this head and put like a plastic bag over it or something. Like, cover that shit, you ugly. Except the main difference is this one has... Now that's not shadowing, that is a paint job. Those dark areas in the eyes, which is really creepy because it looks like there is like... how do you describe it? Just like, you know, there's something behind this. It's not just a white texture and a shape. Like, I can see I can see the skin underneath, which they did an awesome job on this, which is why I like this head the best. I can see the eyes underneath. I know there's eyes. I know there's something staring at me from fucking beyond the grave. They got the blood splatter. Not only is the like rubbery plastic a gray and a gross gray, I can also see hints of the under the mask skin, which is really awesome. And I'll probably have this head on her once I take the nurse out of the packaging itself. And as you can see, it's a little different for the neck joint as well. But moving on to that piece de la resistance, if I said that right, the nurse herself. So here is our beautiful nurse and her beautiful mouth. Check out that mouth. If you can't really tell because the blood that's on the mouth is kind of shiny, it's basically a bunch of little nasty skull-like teeth. There's no lips, it's just the head and then teeth sticking out like that. And just dying. Like, they took rot, gore, and like, I don't know, like your hospital fantasy, and they turned it into a nightmare. Your hospital fantasy of the hot nurse with her stuff showing in her short skirt, and they turned it into hell, which is great because I'm digging it. That's okay though. Yeah. So here she is. She is very small, like gosh, so tiny, and I love her anatomy. Compared to Pyramid Head, this is the size difference. Size. He's basically up to his shoulders, which makes this guy really tall. And he's not even wearing his like platform boobs? His platform boots that you I can't remember if you see it in the game or the movie. I can't remember, but he was wearing something that made him appear really, really tall. But he wasn't that tall. So yeah. Oh, they can hold hands. Yeah. Anyway, so let's take a closer look at her. Let's see where she can bend, how flexible she is, and check out all the creepy, amazing details she comes with. So starting off, this little hat piece comes off. Boop. Voila. And we're going to put the head on that I want. So we just pull this out. And we put the one that I want, which I like this one. This one's the best. I don't care. And then we put the nurse hat back on. I love it. Look how detailed it is. It's got the fold over, it's got the dirt, it's got everything. It's really awesome. So we just stick that right in there, and voila. She's now creepy, head-bagged bubblehead nurse with her cute hat. So the head does the rotation. There's mostly a pivot here. There is a pivot, yeah, there's a pivot right here, but you'll find this will move before the actual, I guess, under the jaw joint. So there's that. She's pretty flexible for the head, I guess. Figmas vary in their flexibility. It all depends on like what accessories they have. Like Pyramid Head's head can't move that much because he's got this big triangle on his shoulders. But that's okay. Arms, voila. In and out, back and forth. Figma joints are very stiff, but in a good way. What I can see here is, yes, can this come off? Come on. Okay, so it looks like I might be able to pull it out, but we're not going to force it. So we got basically our whole shoulder joint is bendable in every direction. We got the impossible upper arm joint that helps us pose things, even though our arm doesn't actually bend that way. As you can obviously see, we have an elbow joint. Oh, yay! Which these joints can come apart, but I don't recommend doing it. She's so tiny. Even the tiniest Figma joint seems rather big still, actually. Pretty posable in the elbows. And then we have the hand, which can rotate. And of course, to exchange a hand, you just pull it out like that. Pull straight out. Don't like pull off to the side. You'll snap the poor little wrist piece. And of course, as you can see, the hand got a back and forth, grabby. So there's her hands, and of course the other arm would do the exact same stuff, at least I would hope. She has a joint here, which seems quite flexible. It can rotate, rotate 360 if you wish. I don't know why. Well, I guess I don't know. So, well, that's very flexible actually. Not a lot of Figmas have extreme flexibility in their waist, but for her case, I'm glad they made an exception. This Figma happens to have the joint that's right here as well, so she rotates at the hip, and it kind of all bends together. It's not extremely flexible, like as you can see, she can hardly bend forward, which kind of sucks, but you can rely on her hip joints if you wish to do any of that. And luckily her skirt, which has this little split in the middle so she can actually bend her legs, is squishy. Let me see. Well, it's kind of squishy. If you're familiar with the SH Figure Arts Sailor Moons, it's the same type of texture. It's hard. It's a hard rubber-like material, but it still bends. So that's good. So the abdomen, not so flexible, but luckily, as I said, the hip joint is where you'll get your flexibility. See? Voila. Wow. Or backwards. Bend her backwards. So that's not very flexible, but then you just take her legs, and then you're like, oh, there's a flexibility. So here we are. And then catching down to the legs. Woo. As you can see, legs are extremely textured. The skin tone with the red irritated skin, red knees, and I'm curious. Ooh. Oh look, she's got the underwear on. Well, it's a detail, so let's look at it. So she's got underwear on, of course. It's just white. And on the back, oh, that looks frightening. It's like gross pinkness. Did they texture this? Yeah, there's like, it's shaded in, or at least the butt shaded in, and then there's like a little, I guess, dirty watermark right there, if you can see it. So they did texture everything, and she got a fine booty. Damn. Damn, nurse. Oh, boy. Anywho, moving on. The legs are usually always flexible. Female Figmas, at least from my experience, are a lot more flexible than the males for the most part, just because of the wider hips and just the body frame in general, which is nice because flexibility is amazing, and I'm very sad when my figures can't pose. At least if you're gonna make a figure posable, make it very posable so it's not boring. And of course, it would be sad and not worth making anything flexible if its knees didn't bend. And she's got very nicely sculpted legs, actually. I really enjoy them. I'm not a huge fan of the fact that I can still kind of see that mark right there. Unless she's supposed to be wearing, like... No, she can't, because that mark would continue down her leg. But yeah, if you can see that, it's a mold mark. It's not so apparent on this leg. There's something right there, but yeah. It's not like everyone's looking for those details. And she's got very nice calves. I like this, actually. This indent. Not too many figures have it. Some have it just for the sake that their leg can bend, but this one's a little bit of bend and a little bit of nice anatomy. So it's thigh, and then the back of the leg, and then the calf, which is nice. And she's got her adorable nursing female shoes on, of course. You can't be a nurse without some type of heal. Of course, you can't even get a degree without heals if you're a woman. Don't kill me. No, I don't believe in that. But yes, it's a very typical shoe for, I guess, the era that they kind of portray a lot of the Silent Hill, not characters, but it's hard to, what am I trying to say? It's an old school looking nurse? Meh, I don't know. But they're very typical shoes. Very businessy, very female or femi casual business with a heel. And I'm glad that they added a posable toe. Not every Figma has the bendable toe, which is okay. But it's a nice feature. Because now she can tip it. Or be like, oh no. I can't wait to get the other ones, but I have to pay for them, so we will see. So, let's put her in a fabulous pose before we end this video. So here she is. How do we want to pose her? Let's give her a sexy pose. I'm sure a lot of you are like, oh, you find that attractive? Yes, I do. I also find Pyramid Head attractive, to be honest. It's very scary, and he's gross and gory. I'm into that type of stuff. Ho, ho, ho. Watch out, world. Alien sounds coming. Oh, look, your husband. Hello, Pyramid Head, wake up. But yes, the Figma Bubblehead Nurse, now released, now buyable. Go buy her on eBay, wherever you can. She's awesome. You need her. But that's basically it for this video. We'll see you guys next time. Give us a like. Highly appreciate it. And as always, peace out. Oh. Hey guys, thank you for joining us in another video. Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, and all that stuff is in the description box below. As always, be sure to thumbs up the video, subscribe, and leave a wicked comment. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out, guys. Bye.